We all got good intentions when it comes to being a Christian. But good intentions, they don't always show up in the way that we're living. But the only Bible someone read was your life. Would they see Jesus? Or would your talk preach louder than your walk? Would your life be a window letting his light shine, or just a mirror bouncing only back to you? Think about the brands, the Nike, the Vans, the Apple. You don't just say you like them. You wear it, you show it, you live it. So here's the question. If Christianity was a brand, would anyone recognize it on you? Our job is to represent Jesus to the world around us. That's our job, to represent Jesus. So then, if that's our job, then what we got to do is we just got to do, the other question, the awkward question, which is this: how are we doing? How are we doing? If our job, if our responsibility is to proclaim the good news of Jesus, to let our light shine, how are we doing? Are we representing Jesus well? Yes or no? Are you representing Jesus well? Yes or no? That's a fair question, right? I mean, this is your performance review here, okay? If your job is to follow Jesus, if your job as a follower of Jesus is to proclaim the good news of Jesus, how you doing? Thumbs up or thumbs down? Doing good, doing bad? Come on, evaluate yourself right now. Do you keep your job? Or are you fired? No. Okay, I'm just joking. Okay? But how are we representing Jesus? Because here's the deal. Christians, that's you, don't always have the best reputation. Let's just get a little bit uncomfortable for a second. Because sometimes as Christians, we do not get a good reputation. And actually, neither does the church. See, according to authors David Kinnaman and Gabe Loynes, and they are just a massive organization called Barna Group, and they just do these surveys like crazy all around the world. And they did this one survey where they asked thousands of young on-church students, okay? Students like you, but they do not go to church, okay? And they asked them this question: what do you think about, what word comes to your mind when you hear the word Christian? Okay, what word comes to your mind when you think of the word Christian? What words do you think came to their mind? Come on, help me out. What words? Give me something, right here. Jesus, okay, come on. Kind and caring, okay, over here. What kind of words do you think came to their mind? Nice and loud, shout at me. Followers, believers. Go ahead. Church. Okay, come on. What? Bible. Creator. Okay, well, can I just be blunt with you? You're all wrong. That's not what came to their mind. Here is what they said. Here are the most common words that on-church students use to talk about Christians. Here we go. Number 1, judgmental, hypocritical, anti-homosexual, too political, out of touch, insensitive, boring. Whoa, that hurts. And where do you think these people get these ideas about Christians? Come on, where do you think they get these ideas from? Where do they get them from? Come on, help me out. False prophets, okay? All right, come on, where did they get this idea that that's what we're like? Where did they get it from? Come on, tell me. The internet? Okay, here, go ahead. Lucifer, okay, yes, the devil, okay, yeah, okay. I would like to say to all of you that you're true and you're correct, but again, you're wrong. Because here's the stinger. Here's the part that kind of punches us in the gut. It says that 50% of them, their ideas is not based on what they've seen or heard on social media, but their personal experience with Christians. Oh, snap. Uncomfortable yet? See, when people hear the word Christian, and what comes to mind is judgy, hypocrite, fake, rules without love. Is that not a problem? Because of this reputation that's out there, Christians have, the world is missing the message of hope that we have. I mean, the greatest news in history that God loved us so much, he sent Jesus, is getting lost in that noise. Fake, boring, hypocrite. It's getting lost. So what happened? Come on, like what happened? This is just a bunch of adults that they went after. These are people your age in this survey. So where did we go wrong? How did we end up being known for more for what we were against versus for who we are for? Does it not bother you? Come on, does it bother you? Yes or no? Talk to me. Does it bother you? That as a Christian, that's your rep. That's what's out there. That's what people are saying about you. You're like, but I'm not like that. Okay, that's fair. I will believe you, all right? But does it bother you that reputation is out there? Yes or no? Okay, because it bothers me. It bothers me a lot, and it should bother you. And then if it bothers you, then maybe, just maybe, this is a moment that we can admit that something is broken and something needs to change. And maybe you're sitting here, you're like, yeah, Roger, that's bad. Man, that's not what we want. That's not what we want to be known for. And I hear you, because all of us, we have these good intentions when it comes to being a Christian. We do, right? We got these good intentions. But here's the thing I want you to get this morning. Good intentions don't always show up in the way that we live. Did you hear me? Good intentions don't always show up in the way that we live. Can I tell you a story? It's one of my childhood stories. Trauma. Okay, no, all right? Okay, when I was 13 years old, and yes, I can remember back to when I was 13. Stop picking on me. Okay, all right? Okay, I was trying to earn some extra points with my mom. You ever mess up with your mama? And you're like, I need to make this right, okay? Like, I need to get some extra brownie points here, because that lady, she's mad at me, okay? All right, anyone else with me? No one's made their mama mad? Okay, thank you for being real with me, okay? All right, so I was trying to earn some extra points with my mom, and so one day when no one was home, I decided that I would do her a favor, and I would defrost the old freezer. Now, this thing was always icing up badly that sometimes the door wouldn't even close, okay? And I would see mom kind of chip away at this, go, oh, this stupid thing. And, and she'd chip away enough ice, and then it would close. And I figured, hey, you know what? I got this. I can do this. I can chip away at ice. What could go wrong? So I emptied the freezer, and I grabbed the knife. And I started to go to work, chipping at that ice. I was feeling pretty good about myself. I was like, yeah, I'm doing this. Mom's going to be so happy. Like, she's going to be like, that's my boy. Yeah, your grounded is lifted. All is forgiven. All is well in the world. Like, I could see this happening, right? But I just didn't realize a few things. Number one, when you're defrosting a freezer, you should unplug the freezer, okay? Because when you unplug the freezer, it stops making ice, all right? And so while I'm chipping away at this frozen block of ice, instead of it melting and cooperating with me, it was like chipping away at cement, okay? And so I'm like, ugh, I'm getting like more aggravated, like hitting this thing. So then I go and I grab a different knife. I'm like, yeah, this one will cut. And I put it on the ice, tap, tap, bang, hits it hard. Next thing I know, the knife goes through the ice, through the wall of the freezer, into a hose, and the next thing, Freon is spraying everywhere. And just like that, in that second, my good intentions melted away. Got the pun there? Okay, never mind. Okay, right. Sorry, you guys are slow this morning. Okay, all my good intentions just melted away because my good intentions end up costing my mom hundreds of dollars in spoiled food and even more money in a new freezer, right? I mean, I meant well. Like, I really did. I meant well. I had good intentions, but my good intentions didn't change the fact that I missed the mark and it cost something. And that's exactly what happens in our faith. We mean well, right? Like, we really mean well when it comes to following Jesus. Like, we get up in the morning, and it's not our plan to screw up. It's not our plan to misrepresent Jesus. Our plan is to go out and do a good job. But good intentions without the right actions still leaves us falling short. Are you still with me? Are you tracking along? If not, your tribal leader will tighten it all up this evening. Okay, so Jesus actually told a story about this, okay? And now I love this story. This story has so many angles you can come from. There's so much rich content in this story. But for this morning, I want to share it with you this way. And it's a story that Jesus told, like this parable, and it's found in Luke chapter 10, verses 25 to 37. And I'm just going to go through it this morning, right? But I want you to write that down, and I want you to spend some time today before you go to your tribe. And I want you to read this parable of Jesus. So Luke chapter 10, verse 25 to 37. Okay, just write that down on your piece of paper. Okay, so this is how the story goes. So Jesus is talking, and he's trying to make a point, and so he tells this story to these group of guys, and he goes, there was a man. And he was traveling down the road, okay? You know the road I'm talking about? Yeah, that road, right? And everyone's like, yeah, I know the road, right? And it says, all of a sudden, this man, he gets attacked. He gets attacked, and not only attacked, but he gets beaten. Not only punched up and roughed up a little bit, but he was left for dead. Like, this guy got a beat down, and they left him for dead. And it says, then along came a priest or a pastor. And now, if anyone that should have stopped to help, should have been this guy, right? Should have been this guy. But no. Instead, he crossed over to the other side and kept going. And then this Levite came, a higher up religious leader. And he walked by. The same thing. He saw the need. He saw the opportunity, but he passed by. But see, here's the thing. See, sometimes we're so quick to judge, but let's just pause for a second, because both of them probably had good intentions. They probably had good intentions, and what they were going about to do was probably really important. And they probably thought, I really should do something. I really should stop, but I'm busy. I got responsibilities. You know what? Someone else will do it. Someone else will come along. Yeah, like someone else will come along. But their intentions didn't help the man on the road. Their intentions changed nothing. And then Jesus flips the story, okay? He flips the story because his audience at the time was a group of Jewish men that Jesus was trying to make a point to. And then Jesus flips the story and he says a Samaritan. And right away his audience went, wait, what? Hold on, a Samaritan? Because in that culture, in that first century Jerusalem, the Samaritans and the Jews, they just didn't get along. And there's a story behind that. I don't have time to go into it. But just know that they just didn't get along, right? And all of a sudden, Jesus says, but a Samaritan man came. And someone in the audience never expected the Samaritan to be the hero. But Jesus goes on and says, but the Samaritan man actually stopped. And he bandaged the wound. He ministered first aid. And then he took the man and put it on his own donkey, got him to a town, found an inn that had the supplies and the means to take care of him, paid for it all. See, the Samaritan just didn't have good intentions. He took action. And Jesus ends the story with this simple challenge. He says, go do the same. Don't just mean well, guys. Don't just mean well. Don't just feel bad. Don't just hope someone else does your job for you. Don't think it's someone else's job to share Jesus. Be the one who actually steps up and lives it out. So let me say it again. We all have good intentions when it comes to being a Christian. But here's the thing. Good intentions don't always show up in the way that we live. Are you still with me? Okay, let me put it another way. Think about this, okay? Just think about it. What if someone only had your life to look at? Come on, just go with me on this, okay? What if someone just had your life? This is all they see. They had no Bible, no preacher, no worship songs, okay? All they had was your life. Would they see Jesus? Would your life be the window that lets people see him clearly? Or would your life be more like a mirror that only reflects back you? Okay, maybe you didn't get that one. How about this? Think about brands. What's your favorite brand? What kind of brand do you like to wear? Come on, shout it at me. Your favorite brand. What? Louder, I can't hear you. All right? No one has favorite brands? Bands. Okay, yes? Okay, give me something else. Nike, yes, okay, we got them. We got something going on here, okay? But think about the brands, okay? I mean, nobody has to wonder if you like Nike or Under Armour, okay? Or Apple or Android, just so you know Android is the best. But anyway, we'll get into that, right? But I mean, no one has to know what you are into because you wear it, you live it, you show it off. And similar to your favorite sports team, you had that logo plastered on your hat or on your hoodie or on your pants or wherever else you may want to put it, and that's as far as I'm going to go. But here's the thing, we wear it, we represent it. But here's the question. If Christianity was a brand, would anyone recognize it on you? Or would they be like, what are you into? What are you really about? What do you like? Okay? Let's even be more real, okay? Because every single one of you in this room, you're an influencer. Maybe you don't have thousands of followers, but someone's watching you. Someone's copying you. Someone's listening to you. The way you talk, the way you post, even the way you act in school, it all influences someone. So the question is, who or what are you influencing towards? Because your friends, your classmates, your teammates, they don't just need to hear about Jesus. They need to see Jesus in you. Are you with me? And you see not just good intentions, but faith that's alive and bold and loud enough to be noticed. See, Jesus said this in Matthew 9:37. He goes, guys, the harvest is plentiful. Like the harvest is all around you. And Jesus loved his metaphors. And the harvest, he was saying, like, look, there's people all around you that need to know this good news. Jesus says, it's not the harvest that's the problem. The problem is the workers are very few. So in other words, let me put it to you this way. The opportunities for you to share and live Jesus out loud, they're all around you. But if we're honest this morning, we're all missing the mark because we're thinking it's someone else's job. And I believe it's time that we take Jesus' words seriously. Agree or disagree? It's time for us to take Jesus' words seriously. It's time to move beyond just saying that you are a Christian with good intentions. It's time to actually follow the red letters, the words of Jesus as recorded in the historical text of the Bible, which is the Word of God. Because when we follow the letters or the words of Jesus, we don't just become who God has called us to be. We start living intentionally as his followers, and the world around us will start noticing the real Jesus. Because for some reason, people are not noticing the real Jesus. I'm not sure if you're getting it. So let me just say it to you in another way. Are you ready? Okay, listen to this. We all got good intentions when it comes to being a Christian. But good intentions, they don't always show up in the way that we're living. But the only Bible someone read was your life. Would they see Jesus? Or would your talk preach louder than your walk? Would your life be a window letting his light shine? Or just a mirror bouncing only back to you? Think about the brands, the Nike, the Vans, the Apple. You don't just say you like them. You wear it, you show it, you live it. So here's the question. If Christianity was a brand, would anyone recognize it on you? Would your life rep Jesus as clearly as that hoodie reps that sweet logo? And listen, you influencer. Yeah, you, even with just 10 followers, someone's watching, someone's copying, someone's listening. The way you talk, the way you post, the way you act, it all points somebody somewhere. So where's it pointing? Towards Jesus? Or deeper into the same empty world that everyone else is chasing? The world just doesn't need just more good intentions. The world needs action. The world needs truth. The world needs Christians who live what they say to believe to be true. They need to live it loud, they need to live it bold, and they need to live it real. Not just on Sunday faith, but everyday faith, everywhere faith. See, here's the truth. The world doesn't need more Christians with good intentions. The world needs Christians who live what they say they believe. The big idea behind this red letter challenge is simple, but it's huge. I want you to represent Jesus well. Actually, no, let me take that back. Jesus wants you to represent him well. Let that sink in. Let that sting just a little bit. That Jesus wants you, needs you to represent him well. The truth is, the world has gotten this wrong picture of Jesus. And sometimes, honestly, that's because of us. But what if? What if we could flip the script? What if we could change things up? What if we could let the world see the real Jesus through us? That the world will see that the church is a place where you are loved and you're valued and you're known. Because here's what I believe. If people saw Jesus for who he really is, loving and kind and gracious and merciful, forgiving Savior, they will want it. And that's the challenge. And the question is, do you want it? Let me tell you another story. In 2004, in the Olympics, this guy named Matthew Edmonds, at the time, he was the world's best sharpshooter, okay? Right? And he's on edge for winning gold, okay? All he had to do, this is all he had to do on his last shot, just hit the target. Just hit the target, okay? That's it. Gold medal. He takes aim. He pulls the trigger. Bang! Bullseye! One problem. He hit the wrong target. It's called crossfire. 0 points. No medal. And here's the lesson. It doesn't matter how good you are at aiming. It doesn't matter how good you are if you're aiming at the wrong target. And here's the lesson. I mean, here's the deal. If we want to represent Jesus well, we have to change the way the world sees him. And then we got to make sure that we're aiming at the right targets. So over the next couple of weeks, we're going to set you up to aim at the right targets. And we're going to look at 5 targets that we believe that based on the red letters of Jesus and what Jesus was teaching, these are the targets that we need to go after. And here's the first one, being, okay? Being. That basically means, hey, this is target number 1, time with Jesus. You got to figure this out. You and I got to figure out this time with Jesus, because this is where it all starts, is that personal connection with your Savior. And I'm going to drop that one on you next week. Then we're going to take a small pause and we're going to dive a little bit deeper into this being part, and we're going to talk about vision. What is your vision for your life, right? And how does that work? It's going to be really good. But then, okay, Daniel is going to hit the stage, and Daniel's going to talk about forgiving, okay? But not only how we are forgiven, but how do we extend forgiveness to others? And then Carter's going to jump on the stage, and he's going to talk about serving, loving people, like meeting people's needs where they're at. And it's going to be so good. And then I'm going to be back, and I'm going to drop one on giving. And then we're going to be talking about going, the last one. But the going one, we're actually going to be joining the adults for this one, because it's going to be Baptism Sunday. So here's the deal. Some of you all, a place that you all need to start when it comes to living your faith out boldly, you got to get baptized, okay? Some of you haven't taken that step yet. And if you're wondering where to start in this whole thing, stepping up and living for Jesus, it's right there at baptism. So this is what I'm going to challenge you guys to do, right? Grab that Connect card, write your name on it, and say, I want to get baptized. I'm interested in being baptized. What is being baptized? You know, whatever question you want to put there, and put your name and a way to contact. We're going to reach out to you. And because here's the goal. Okay, you ready for this? The goal, and I believe this, Hannah, I believe we can do this, okay? The goal is that we want to baptize 30 students. Why not, Carter? Right? 30, okay? Right? Because I believe there's that many of you that need to take that bold confession of your faith, where you stand in front of your family and your peers and say, I have decided to follow Jesus. It's a great target. Okay, these are the targets, what it means to look like for Jesus. But here's the exciting part. You ready? We get to do this together, okay? We get to do this together. This isn't just another series just to sit through on a Sunday morning, right? This is going to challenge us and stretch us out of our comfort zones, and we're going to lean in deeper into our tribes, into the conversations, and our daily lives. I mean, we just don't want to get better, okay? We want to actually be successful in living Jesus out loud. We can't play games with this anymore. We have to say, if we say we follow Jesus, we got to live like Jesus. It's not easy. It takes work. It takes grit. It takes determination. Here's the thing. The only way to live for Jesus is to become like Jesus. See, Peter said in 1 Peter chapter 1, verse 16, and it's an Old Testament phrase that he pulls into his letter, and he says, be holy, because I'm holy. And Peter wasn't saying that he was holy. He was basically saying, be holy because God is holy. And that's not a suggestion. That's a calling. Where Jesus says, hey, I want you to follow me. I want you to represent me. I want you to become like me. And that's the goal of a follower of Jesus. To become more like Jesus. to become holy as he is holy. And it's a lifelong pursuit where every day when temptation comes, we beat them down and we stand strong in Jesus. When the struggles come, they don't knock us down, but we stand firm in who we are as children of God, and we persevere and we live God at a high level, and we get through stuff and we get stronger and we get better, and we connect with our communities and we connect with our mentors, and we just continue to pursue Christ at a high level. It's going to stretch us, it's going to cost us, but it's worth it, because the world doesn't need more good intentions. The world needs Jesus. And the only way they're going to see him is through you. So Hillside students, are you ready to rise up and take living Jesus seriously? I hope so, because it's not just good intentions, but faith and actions. Not just Sunday words, but everyday living. Loud, bold, real. Jesus and me for the whole world to see.